Should old acquaintance be forgot and never brought to mind? Should old acquaintance be forgot and days of old lang syne? For old lang syne, my dear, for old lang syne, we'll talk a cup of kindness yet for days of old lang syne. And here's a hand, my trusty friend, and here's a hand of thine. We'll talk a cup of kindness yet for old lang syne. For old lang syne, my dear, for old lang syne, we'll talk a cup of kindness yet for old lang syne. Should old acquaintance be forgot and never brought to mind? Should old acquaintance be forgot and days of old lang syne? For old lang syne, my dear, for old lang syne, we'll talk a cup of kindness yet for old lang syne. For old lang syne.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's Grumpy Vlogger Live.
Hello and welcome to the last show of 2021. I am so glad this year is over. Well, at least it is for my shows. So let's just get right on into it. And let's bring in my co-host, none other than the diminutive, but the loud Art Carlson. There we go. Hey, there we go. All right. Okay. Hey, Art.
It's great to be here. Thank you.
Oh, kind of
Hey,
glitching.
Lloyd, Happy New Year. And
New Year's to you too.
was Santa good to you?
He was. He was real good to me. How was he to you? Was he good to you?
Oh, yeah.
Ah, yes, yes. Can
And
never
I
go
got
wrong with Amazon gift cards.
a bunch of socks. What else? A baking pan, which I really needed anyway.
Right.
And
Awesome.
had dinner over at the Enstrom's house, and
Okay.
they gave me a Christmas card with the C note in it.
Ooh, cash is good. Cash is
Yeah.
good.
Mm-hmm.
Now that was you say C note. That was real money, not that it wasn't a C
Real
like
money.
in crypto. Yeah, it wasn't a crypto note, was it? It was real. Okay. Well, I'll get to that in a minute. Let's go ahead and say hello to everybody. Let
Yeah,
me
let's
start
do that,
at the
shall we?
top, and let's do that because we sometimes get sidetracked. We got Trevor. Well, first one I saw in here was actually Grant, Mr. Stay Drunk. Then we had Trevor, and then we had One Vision Aerials, then Jody Drone Shots.
That would be Dustin.
Dustin, yeah. Robert Glazier, Tomas Aerials, all the way from Ireland. And of course, you're in there. Did I say Robert Glazier already? Yeah, I did say
Yep.
Robert Glazier. Drone
Right
Rob,
there.
right here from my neck of the woods. And
Legwood.
Legwork. Oh, Hot Rod in Daytona. I see he popped in now. And we got AR Drone Nerd.
Daytona.
Yep, Legwork. I'm glad to see Legwork's coming into the shows more and more. I know he'd been out for a while, but yeah, we had a really decent Christmas. It was pretty good Christmas. We had a good time with my oldest son and daughter-in-law, and his mother-in-law came over, and then my youngest son and his wife and two boys came over. So we had a good we did the Italian thing. We had lasagna and garlic cheese Texas style toast, or it wasn't Texas toast. It was the rounded one, but
right.
anyways, my son made a bunch of that, and inadvertently I left some sitting on the table
and
after
Ranger
everybody left. Ranger got it. Yeah, he got the last of it. Like son of a. He just started doing that, but he reached up on that table. I come walking out a little later and think, oh, I got to put that in the icebox too. And all of a sudden I look over and
where is it?
Well, I noticed one of the paper plates was in the floor.
There's crumbs all over the place.
Well, I saw a paper plate that was covering him. I'm like, oh, what the hell? Oh man, God! And I told Judy about it. She wasn't happy, but yeah, we did. We do our stuff on Christmas Eve because, and we've done that for years. We did it when my parents were alive because that way we could all get together on Christmas Eve, and then on Christmas Day, Mom and Dad would come over, and the kids could go visit their in-laws. If they had them, different relatives, that they could go do Christmas with the in-laws, and it meant a lot more to go see the other grandparents on Christmas Day. They kids get to play with new toys and stuff. But yeah, we had a good time. My oldest grandson is 21 now, so he got gift cards and is gotta tell you, I was getting ready to cut the lasagna, and I reached over and got my big butcher knife so I could cut it, and make it into sections, and it just cuts easier using one. And as I was bringing it around, my youngest grandson had walked in the kitchen. He just saw me with this knife in my hand, and now he's autistic. He's 14, but he's wicked smart. But he saw that and he goes, uh, he says, "Grandpa, were you trying to?" He says that looks like one of those uh, crazy killer knives, And I said, "No, no, no, that's." He says, you could have stabbed me with that." And I said, "I know, and that would have been upsetting, because then I'd get blood on the knife and ruin the lasagna." He goes, "Grandpa, are you saying the lasagna is more important than me?" And I said, "The only reason you're more important is because your mama and your grandma would get mad at me and probably beat the hell out of me if I stabbed you." I said, "But food is pretty important. It keeps me alive." And he says, "That's not nice, Grandpa." But so, anyways, and then we got a set for my oldest grandson for him and his fiance. Got a nice fabric full butcher. It came with the butcher block and the knife sharpener and everything. And uh, my youngest grandson says, "Oh, you got one of them serial killer sets of knives too." Of course, nobody else had heard the conversation he and I had in the kitchen, So they're like, "What?" So I had to explain the story, but yeah.
Hello, Steve.
Uh,
Good to see you.
a blonde heard that accidents happen close to home, so she moved.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's about typical, but I gave our youngest grandson, gave him a gift card for Apple, so that he could, because he likes to make apps and do stuff. He does all sorts of stuff on his iPad. He makes his own apps.
Cool.
But he has to he has to buy other software to do that. And you have a recurring nightmare of you might, Bill, and welcome to the show. But yeah, it was good, and that's what we got our oldest grandson, and the youngest one. He, of course, got the Apple. But I had I have so many dummies back here and puppets, and I had an extra one I wasn't using, and Judy says, "Why don't you go get that extra one you have and just give it to him?" And you'd have thought I'd gave him $100 bill. That kid was just ecstatic, because he had some puppets, and he'd wore them out, or they'd gotten, the dogs got him, or who knows what. And he was just tickled to death. So it all in all, it was good. And I got, cool. And my daughter-in-law knows that I like, and everybody does, that I like different sort of instruments. So she got me one of these.
Yeah, dulcimer.
Calimbra. It's called a Calimbra. And is that what it's called? Let me make sure I'm saying that right. Let's see.
Oh, that's nice and
Kalimba. Yeah. And it's real fun, because I can sit there and take it in the bedroom, and I can make real annoying noises to piss Judy off. That's why it's in the office right at the moment.
It sound like the doorbell. Ding dong.
That's true. Yeah. Well, the dog does look around when I play that, so. But that was nice, and I really like it. So, and I mean, it came in a nice case. It's got it's got the and it's mahogany. It's made out of real wood, and it came with all sorts of gewgaws and doodads, and it even came with a little metal hammer. That's how you tune it. Oh. There's been times some of my instruments I've wanted to take a hammer to it because they wouldn't tune up right, but this one, you just hit those little tines and move them one way or the other, and that's how you tune them. Oh. So, I'll be working on that, and Judy got me a new watch, and we got a gift card from our oldest son, and got a gift certificate to El Charro Mexican restaurant from my son's mother-in-law, and so it looks like we got a guest in. Let's not leave him sitting there because there's no
Oh,
snacks left in the green room. So just hello, Steve.
oh,
Hello,
hey, Steve.
Lloyd.
Yeah.
Hello, Art. And hello,
Hello,
everybody in chat.
hello.
So how you doing, Steve? How was your Christmas?
Very, very good. Hectic, but good. We had 14 of us over here at the house. And so some of Linda's family and some of my family. And we
Right?
had a wonderful, wonderful time. And even got some rain.
Yeah, I noticed that you guys got some rain to say the least. Yes, welcome Bob Casey and let's see, I said Bill from Coast to Coast
Chris,
Drones and Chris from
Sunrise Water
Sunrise
Media.
Water Media.
hmm
He is coming at us from 35,000 feet.
Wow.
He's using the free
Cool.
Wi-Fi airplane Wi-Fi. You know, that's
Oh
amazing
my
because
gosh.
you remember when cell phones first come out, you know, you couldn't have your cell phones on while you're on the plane because it interfered with their
Well, you
whatever.
still can't. Yeah, they tell
Well,
you
you
to
can't use it.
put
You
it
can't
on
use it for
airplane mode.
airplane mode. Yeah, yeah. But you can use their Wi-Fi and use that to
Yeah,
contact people.
there
So
you go.
that's quite. Uh, yeah. Chris, where are you going? At Sunrise Water Media, where are you headed to or headed from? So, and actually, he's probably lucky he even got a flight. From what I've been hearing today, it's pretty crazy right now at the airports because so many people. Oh, he said and to make Ken Heron happy, I left the old logo in the season 6 intro for drone therapy. Awesome, yeah, that was that. Gotta admit that was I somehow I had missed that show and
Yeah, too. I think I
Bill's.
came in early and I missed him.
Yeah, I think that was it. I missed Ken being on there, so that was hilarious, and I watched
Oh,
that in the
yeah.
replay. Yeah, that was funny. But anyways, guys, I'm going to step out for a minute. Judy is in the living room now. We've got the living room straightened out and the TV set up,
Okay.
and I just heard her movie shut off, and she said, "Daddy." So I'm going to go do that. You guys do the
All
round,
right.
say hi to everybody, and I'll be right back.
Say hello to her for us.
Yeah.
I will do. I will do.
Hey, Steve, I found this coin in the parking lot that had all kinds of teeth marks in it. Turns out it was Bitcoin.
Or I was going to say, was it shiny and golden? You were trying to find out if it was real gold or not.
Mhm.
So
I did a show last night for people who are addicted to plastic surgery. Saw a lot of old faces and new faces.
There you go. Well, I heard you had a good Christmas.
Yeah, pretty good. Mhm. Yep. Had a really nice prime rib dinner with the Instrom family.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And had turkey with my sister last night and her family. My niece and her husband and her son were there. So
Well, if I remember right, you were getting together actually on Christmas Eve with one of your family members,
but
right?
that got moved to Sunday.
Oh, okay.
So it worked out.
Well, that's good. Yeah, because I remember you were saying it was going to be something that people had to travel somewhere or do something.
Yeah.
And
My niece went down to Pueblo and she was trying to work out a schedule for her daughter to show up, and her daughter didn't show up. So somebody was not happy last night.
Well, we did turkey breasts here, and I took them out on a pellet grill and smoked them. And for those, I know you know of Jay Malone. He does that
Yep.
seasoning and barbecue.
Mhm.
Yeah, his seasoning on it, everybody loved it.
I bet.
So it was good. It was got the turkeys off the grill, and right after we got it in, we got everything else because I reheated some of the stuff that was ready to go in the barbecue on the upper tray, and the stuff, of course, in the oven, getting that going and everything. It was a 3-ring circus in there. I was running the stovetop, the oven, and the grill because I was doing all the cooking. And right after we pulled everything inside and started getting stuff out to where people help themselves, like a buffet style, get your dish filled, then go sit down. The sky opened up. It was like perfect timing. Started raining.
Well, tonight I made crock pot goulash.
Crock pot goulash. Now, what is that?
Okay, I had some leftover antelope burger and some hamburger, mixed it all together, chopped up some onions and fried that, put that in the crock pot, and then I had about a third of a jar of spaghetti sauce, and I put tomato paste and diced tomatoes, and I put some Italian seasoning in there and paprika, stirred it up, and I let it cook for an hour, and boy, was it good.
Boy, it sounds like something you could almost pour over pasta.
Yep. Oh, yeah, I put some pasta in it too.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah. That's what we had, was an Italian Christmas. So, funny thing is none of us are Italian. Here's the thing. Judy, back at Thanksgiving, I got the living room. We bought new furniture here this late summer, early fall. I can't remember.
Mm-hmm.
And I've got the living room all straightened out where it's easy for Judy to get in and out of, but she hadn't felt like coming out. Well, since Thanksgiving, she's been coming out here. Well, now she's getting to look at stuff she hasn't seen in 2 or 3 years. So she keeps walking over to places, and I keep saying, you can't be doing that. You're going to fall. So she just went pilfering again, found a sack that had ink for an old printer that I still have it, but I said, those are all used cartridges, and it turned out one of them wasn't, so I had to pull it out. So she says, take it in the office and check it and make sure they're all used. So, and plus I set up, I put I had gotten another Amazon Fire Stick. Thank you. My mind's slipping. For the living room television, so now she can watch all of her shows in the living room. So it is kind of nice because we don't use the living room much. We haven't really used it much in about the last 3.5 years. And this year we've used it. Well, matter of fact, we've used it more in the last month and a half than we've used it in the last 3.5 years. So, but she's finding stuff that she didn't know we still had. Or let's see.
I've been binge watching Lower Deck. That's part of the Star Trek series.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Animated. Yeah. And it's pretty darn good.
Well, I finally, after a year of protest, I decided there were some shows on Netflix that I wanted to see, so I started my Netflix back up. But they didn't get any money from me for a year, so just because
showing them.
No, I didn't get the 4K Max Fire Stick because, one, I don't have a 4K television, and I'm too cheap to go out and buy a new one. And two, I bought the last one I bought on there. I bought this summer during the Black Friday sale that they had, or Cyber Monday sale, that they had. And I think I got it for, I think I had enough coupons built up that I'd saved up, and here we go. Let's see. He must be at work. Hello, Mr. Ron.
Yeah. Fun is over.
You're not in a hot spring tonight.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't see any steam rolling off, and you're sitting there sweating, rubbing the sweat off your forehead.
Yeah.
What show were you on? I didn't get to see, because after I did Mel's show last night, I left. What'd you do? Come on another show? And
Matt North on Friday night.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, on Friday.
Mhm.
Okay, yeah.
That
I
got a
missed
little
his.
interesting, didn't it, Steve?
Beautiful
Oh.
scenery. Oh, and Mother Nature too.
I didn't. I didn't see it because it was Friday night and we were doing Christmas, so that's why I didn't see it. I was going, so why didn't I see it? But because I didn't do Greg's show. Well, the reason I didn't do Greg's show because it was Christmas in Australia, so
Mm.
he wasn't doing it on Christmas, and I didn't do. I didn't do a show because I was doing Christmas presents here.
I didn't do
Wonder
a
why.
show either because I was having dinner with the Anstroms
Yeah,
behind my little tiny whoop inside the house.
We'll go
Oh,
back and
okay.
take a look at Matt's stream. There's
I will. I'll do
some
that when
actual
I get.
beautiful mountains and covered in snow and other
Mm.
components of beautiful Mother Nature grazing around the hot springs, shall we say?
They might be deer, but they're only the two-legged kind. I take it.
Yeah, you're pretty close.
Yeah. Okay.
Mhm.
And I say
Yeah.
deer with a D, not with a Q, so you guys don't get the wrong idea.
Yes.
And her name
Make
was
sure-
Bambi.
Bambi, yeah.
No, I'm
That puts a connotation of shooting Bambi in a whole different light, doesn't it?
it does.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Boy, I'll tell you
Okay.
what, on the drive home this morning. Oh my God. Started out, got up, and it was snowing its tail off this morning. And the road out to the interstate's like 50 some miles.
Mhm.
And I got out to a town called Livingston, Montana. And then for the first 50 miles on the interstate, talk about white knuckle syndrome.
Oh yeah.
I can
It wasn't
imagine.
a lot of snow. It was just that real light, fluffy stuff. And one of those big tractor trailers pass you. And then it's a complete whiteout. And for the next 20 seconds, you just like, I hope I'm on the road because I can't see.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
Last-
at least you're not going.
Well, last week, we had some heavy rains here, and I mean it rained for, well, like they were getting out in California. I mean it was huge, and our streets in Muskogee are bowed, and they have drainage areas throughout because we've had problem with drainage getting into the sewer water and stuff, so they had to separate all that and make it all fancy, and because all the tree huggers and stuff. So
Mm.
but anyways, yeah, well,
No.
you know what I mean, right? Okay,
I
anyways.
know exactly what you mean.
So the problem is the outside lanes get a lot of water because when we get rain in Muskogee, we get a lot of it. And so I go to the center line, and there's our roads are not the best either. Actually, they're worst in the state, I think. But as I was headed back home, and I'm driving in my van, like, okay, I'm going to get away from the outside lane because that's where all the water's at. So I get into the inside lane, and here comes this dually, and we cross the same spot, and he hits this water puddle that just literally goes over the top of my van. It was dripping off the back of my window, but it just deluged my window, and I had my wipers on full blast. I literally had to stop for the water to clear before I could. I didn't know if I was on the road. I thought because I was in between that truck going that way and another one sneaking up this side, and they were all just hitting me at the same time. It's like, yeah, so I understand those semis in the snow coming up and just covering you like that.
Mhm.
I felt kind of silly last night. I wasn't, like I said, I talked to Mel 20 minutes before his show.
So,
The
yeah.
sun was out, it was bright. And I'm like, I know it's getting towards night, but we'll have plenty of light left. Literally 10 minutes later, this storm rolls in again, and everything either went to and then it went to
What was that?
that was my phone. Somebody was calling me. I'll call him back.
Okay.
But
like the music.
yeah, it just got winds picked up, and all you could see was white. And
Well, I was concerned about you going down that mountain there, Like, you need to get off here, Ron, and drive. You don't need to be sitting on it because, yeah, that kind of worried me. Like, okay, but hey, it would have done Mel's show great if we'd have saw you rolling down the mountainside. That
Oh,
would
yeah.
have looked good. Yeah, the
That would
views,
have got some viewers.
man, that'd have gone viral. You know,
I'm sure.
Look, I'm
Well,
in a
that's
washing
storm.
machine.
Well, that storm I showed you on the radar picture going towards you guys, it ended up hitting you guys a little bit. And I'm looking at it right now, and it's like right over the middle of the state.
yeah, we're
For
Wyoming
you,
or
started-
Montana?
yeah, Wyoming,
Wyoming.
and go at an angle, like a 45-degree angle from Riverton down at the bottom down here. And then is it like if you shoot it up at a diagonal going up to Gillette, and it's heading into South Dakota right now.
Oh, okay. That's south of me now.
Yeah,
I'm up in North Dakota.
Mickey MCH. He said he liked your ringtone.
Oh, my hillbilly redneck ringtone.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah.
Well, the mountains here got pounded with snow. John Oz was out skiing this morning, out on a snowboard.
Yeah, I think your storm Art went up to the east side of South Dakota because they got hammered, I think, last night and this morning. Usually when
Yeah,
I come up out of Colorado, that's where they hit, is over on the east side of South Dakota.
Yeah,
We
well,
just
right
got
now
a
it's
little
just
tiny sprinkle of snow here and not much at all. And that was it.
Yeah.
well, right now it's coming into Seattle and Portland, and it's snowing up there right now, just coming in off the ocean. So it's going to be going right across for you guys.
Yeah.
The-
Well, we got cold and wet weather coming in. I think tomorrow we're supposed to start getting more rain and the temperatures are supposed to drop. But we were like 79 degrees on Christmas Day.
Wow.
Wow.
Wow,
There were-
we're opposite then.
There
We're in
were
the
there were
50s.
there were actually national weather forecasts that's saying that Oklahoma City and Tulsa was going to set record highs for that for Christmas Day, and we did. I mean, it was like I said, I've been running around. I'm running. Matter of fact, I went out today. It was like 61 today, 62. But I started up my van. I had to drive across town. I just kept on my jogging shorts because I didn't even feel like it. I'm running around in the same clothes I wear in the summertime. Right now. That will be changing probably tomorrow or the next day. Because it is supposed to get colder than a well digger's ass than Klondike here pretty quick. So
Same here. We're supposed to get down to teens.
I haven't heard that
highs
one. I
in
heard a
the
new one the
30s.
other day. It's colder than a mother-in-law's kiss.
here's another good one. Here's another good one. Colder than a witch's tit in a cast iron bra.
On a tin roof in the middle of January.
I don't know where I heard the one about the well digger's ass in Klondike. That's what. Yeah, growing up in Colorado, we all had different things for
Mhm.
or cold enough to freeze the balls off a pool table.
Oh, jeez. Mm.
Hello, Chris Wedgeworth. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, it's cold. It's like 12 below here right now.
Wow.
I love my job. I love my job. I love my job.
You could have moved to Florida, but you chose Wyoming.
Yeah.
See, that's the price you pay for all of those great pictures and videos that you get. So, and because your stuff looks so damn much better than everybody else's, I really don't feel a damn bit sorry for you, Ron.
36 degrees here.
What is my
I'll
temperature
take
right
that.
now?
Yeah.
It's let's see, let me bring that up.
64.
54.
54.
That's
What's
about
that
where we're
phrase
at
you
here.
use? Lloyd, bite me?
Yeah. that's our nighttime temperature. Matter of fact, get this. It's 54 degrees now.
All right. What's Steve going to show
Oh,
us?
52.
52.
By-
2.
Steve's neighborhood.
Yeah. By 4 a.m., it's going to be 60 degrees. We're actually warming up overnight.
Yeah,
Hey,
but
being
that's
that I'm
right.
on my phone, Lloyd, I can't bring that up, but punch in Dickinson, North Dakota. See what the weather is.
Oh, I've got it here.
Let's see. And let's see if I can change that. Legwork wants to know what is that in English. So let me see if I can switch this. Let's see.
Hello, Jay Bird.
Let's see. No, that's
There you
not
go.
gonna do it.
Minus
What's-
11.
Minus 11.
Whoa.
That's cold. Yeah. Oh, here
Yeah.
we go. Let's change it to Celsius. So
Yeah, we had we've for supposedly a prediction of not having much rain, and the
this is for
forecast.
legwork.
It's wow.
It's 12 degrees Celsius.
We've had quite a bit of rain hitting the coast and California and snow. Mammoth Mountain, which is the east side of the Sierras, for those who don't know where that is, it's a big ski resort. It's directly east over the Sierras from where Yosemite is. So you can look at that like looking at Fresno and heading east. They've got a snow pack right now at the top of the mountain of 175 inches of snowfall.
Oh,
Wow.
And that's all
Wow.
been in 1 month. That mainly that bulk of that snowfall came in, and in
Yeah.
fact, in 3 days.
But they need it too.
Oh yeah, because that's where the water comes down to comes down the valley through the Owens Valley, and then goes down into Los Angeles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even I was talking
Hello,
to park
Jolene.
rangers in Yellowstone. I don't know, the deepest amount of snow I found, maybe 8 inches, 10 inches when I was
Wow.
hiking. And they normally have 5 times that this time of year.
I had invited Ron Brown because I knew he wasn't doing his show tonight. So I went ahead and invited him. He just texted me and said he's taking the week off from live streaming. So we don't have to worry about Ron's show. And it's about that time. I'll wait. Actually, no, let me go ahead and do the shameless plug and get that over with.
Yeah.
So,
why don't
yeah, let me let's see, do that. There we go. And let's do the shameless plug. There we go. There's just some good hillbilly music.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to learn how to play dueling banjos on the kalimba.
That would be cool.
That would be cool.
And there's the
Yeah.
written advertisement for you, Lloyd.
Thank you. Yeah. Hello, Captain Ray. How you doing? Glad to have you here. Chris Wedgeworth, Jay Bird. I think I've got hit.
Ray, I
got
just
everybody
got
else.
my airline ticket and hotel booked today for drone meetup in April.
When is the drone meetup? What time or what?
April 2nd.
April 2nd. Oh, thank you, Ray. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I come in on the 31st and leave on the 6th.
Okay.
Flying into Palm Beach.
What airline are you using, Art?
Frontier.
Non-stop.
Fly into I think Atlanta and then down there.
Yeah. Frontier back when I was a kid. Frontier Airlines was the one you could always depend on. I mean, it was the most dependable plane to always be late or never to be there or not make it or be diverted. It never made it on time, but you could depend on it. You could depend on it.
I have to
And,
admit, my two trips to Austin, I flew Frontier until now they changed it because they used to be the only nonstop out of South Orange County here,
Right.
Austin, and now they didn't. Southwest took over that slot, but it was on time or even ahead of time. On time one and ahead of time the other flight in both directions. So I can't complain
Yeah.
with them. And the prices were
Well,
phenomenal.
Well, and that's the reason that's the reason most people flew Frontier out of Denver was because, the prices were right. But
Right.
my my sister-in-law my sister-in-law, my sisters both used to fly back and forth from California, and they took Frontier. And so we'd always call an hour before they were due to call the airport to find out if they were actually going to be there at, let's say, 8 o'clock at night, or did we need to go back and pick them up, say, at midnight? And
that was poor Chris with his wife and his daughter and their
Yeah.
granddaughter coming back from Boston. They got delayed.
yeah, it was well. They've been saying there's nothing but delays going on right now because they don't have enough staff, personnel, because of this last batch of COVID. This last go round. So
Sounds like our
But-
our job. I think mostly in the big cities, but back home, I talked to a lot of my old paramedic buddies back home, and they phrase it as being held hostage. They'll bring a patient to an emergency room, and it's 1 to 2 hour wait to get them off their stretcher. And so that ambulance is stuck there out of their territory, for that amount of time.
Wow, that's
They
Yeah.
don't have the staff, the beds.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Well, even back a couple months ago when Judy was in the hospital, she was in there for like 3 days. She spent half that time in the ER because they didn't have any. It wasn't that they didn't
Beds.
have the beds; they didn't have the staff.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I
I feel bad for
Part of
my old folks back home. In the county that I worked in, it's a pretty good sized county, but they one's December 31st, the other one is January 31st, owned by the same financial group. They're shutting both hospitals down, the one I used to work at.
wow.
And
Right.
now, probably the closest hospital for a lot of that area is close to an hour. So you figure
Yeah.
an ambulance, comes to get you if they're available.
Mhm.
If they're not out,
Yeah,
but the transports are at 1 to 2 hours, then you're stuck in an ER for a couple hours unloading the patient. A lot of people are going to suffer
yeah.
back in my old area.
And don't
Yeah.
don't forget traffic.
Yeah.
Depending on the time of day.
Mhm.
Yeah.
800
Yeah.
people between the two hospitals are out of work.
Wow.
Oh my God.
Well, here in
Yeah.
LA, American Airlines and United canceled all New Year's Christmas Eve flights
Really?
Yep.
out of Los Angeles here because
Really?
of
Why?
because of
Staff?
they're saying because of the virus.
Oh, Jesus.
Well, and here's the problem. Of course, politics, whatever. I don't usually talk. Well, sometimes I do. But what the problem is they don't have. Yeah, I do. Okay. They don't have the short or the quick tests available for the Omicron because somebody, we're not going to name who, forgot to make sure that the government implemented the quick test, and ordered enough. So the hospitals have run out. Here in Oklahoma, almost every major medical place has run out of the 15-minute, 20-minute test, whatever they are, for the Omicron. They don't have the test for the Omicron, so they don't know, and it's spreading like wildfire.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Lloyd. Every doctor I've talked to, every bit of research I've done, why do we need a test for Omicron? It is nothing more than a cold. The symptoms, everything about it, and
Yeah.
in fact,
Yeah.
the doctor, his name is, I remembered it this time, Monroe, that invented the mRNA technology. He says what has happened is the virus is reaching its end of life cycle.
End of cycle.
Because
Yeah.
when it starts, like it did with 19, it's
Right,
it's deep down in your lungs. This one is nothing more than a sore throat, a cold,
Up here,
sniffle
yeah,
nose up
yeah.
here. And he says in
Upper
any
right.
virus cycle, for when it goes down deep in your lungs and it works its way up, it means it's ending its end of life cycle.
Mhm.
So my own opinion,
They
all the
really don't need it.
pharmaceutical
Yeah.
companies are panicking because now they've got all these pills that are out there, all these vaccines
Yep.
that are out there,
Yep.
and they're useless. And what are they going to do with it?
Yeah. And they're going to be,
Orphan.
yeah, it's just like last year's flu shot. You know, they can't hold it over to this year because it's already died out or worthless, you know, and that's
Sure.
what's going to happen with all this stuff, you know. And I heard, but you know, I don't know why they need it, but I think they, you know, to because from what I'm hearing the same thing. I mean, just look at Mill. You know, he got his, but he did a home test, so he must have had probably the alpha variant. Because they said there's not a home test or a quick test for the Omicron variant. So I don't know. It's just it's got me scratching my head. You know, at least all I can say is, guys, at least we're not in Australia.
Well, you're
Those people have been
scratching
locked down. Yeah, well, yeah.
something.
Because in Australia, those poor people killed two in South Australia today. Yeah. South Australia or Australia, they've been in lockdown and they've been hammered. There are people that are dying from the Omicron variation, and that's why they need the testing to know but
It's very old and people with, comorbidities, like what
yeah,
Steve's got, type 1
diabetes.
diabetes.
For me with COPD and MS, and
Yep.
you with
I have lung issues. Yep.
lung issues, yeah. And Judy with all of her issues too, you know. Yeah,
Now,
I
if
mean,
you want to have fun with the nurses when they do the swab test and they start sticking that up there, you go, oh, deeper, deeper. And then you go, oh my God, oh my God.
I can see you doing that too. Have you done that yet, Art? Or are you just
No.
suggesting we do it?
I hate those because it feels like my eyeball is about to pop out when they
Well, I'll be honest
shove
with you.
that thing way the hell up. And then you
I
get
have
bloody
not.
nose after.
Yeah.
I have
Hey,
not
Lloyd,
had a COVID test. Yeah.
I'm going to need to run. I'm going to cut it short tonight. I got to get up at about 3 a.m.
Oh,
Ooh. Oh,
Yeah,
that's
man.
what I get up at 3:30. And
yeah.
I'm old. That's how
I got to drive to Bismarck tomorrow for 2 days. I'm working the helicopter tomorrow, and they're on an hour time difference. They go into Central
Yes.
Time, so. And then I'm told the interstate is a little iffy, so I'm going to leave a little early. Plus
Good
the
idea.
shift changes at 7. Ours is at 8 here. So,
Right.
but yeah, I'm gonna go get some stuff ready and go to bed pretty soon.
Okay.
Okay. It sounds like a good idea.
Sure.
So,
It was a long drive
you
today.
yeah. And be careful out there. You know, watch out for during your drives and stuff, and just take care
Never
of yourself.
know.
Yeah, I know.
But
Idiots like me out there driving.
at least I don't have to dodge large animals up here. My God, this morning, it was about 10 of them, 10 elk right out in front of me. It's like, oh, if I would have hit one of them with a truck, that
Oh,
would have been
yeah.
pretty.
And be all she wrote. Yep.
But
Hey, Justin.
well, anyhow, guys, thanks for having me on, Lloyd, Steve, Art.
All right. Always good to have you on. You know, you're always welcome.
Good to see you,
You
Ron.
guys have a happy new year.
You too. Yeah.
And hope to catch you another day.
All right.
Okay.
Okay. You take care.
All righty,
All right.
guys. Take
Bye-bye.
care. Good night now.
Take care,
All
Ron.
right.
Good
Good
night.
night.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, lots of ice. Because I know we were getting reports here in California about that huge traffic accident that occurred over in Wyoming. And it was like 40 some vehicles that crashed into it. Well, of course, the one side is this accordion. And the pictures we saw, it looked like semi-tractor trailer trucks were like if you set a set of dominoes and put them on a 45-degree angle.
Oh, yeah.
For a half a mile.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, we're lucky here that, our our we haven't had any bad weather this winter. We've had some rain,
Yeah,
you
same
know,
here.
but nothing. I mean, like I said, matter of fact, it's going to be warmer tomorrow, but we're have a lot of rain tomorrow. But
Mhm.
you know, if we're going to have, so I was just looking at what was this? No COVID patients in intensive care. That is, Trevor. This is for you, Queensland. This is from Sky News Australia. There are no COVID patients in intensive care. That's the one thing I've been hearing is that it's not. But Trevor did say that they had 2 people die there in South Australia
Mhm.
that that were in their mid 30s and in good health. And it's just that's the thing. But they could have just as easily died from the flu that way because there's young people that die from the flu, perfectly
Yep.
healthy, but for some reason it just kicks their butt. And
Mhm.
I've not had a COVID test, but I've had my 2 shots. But
Mhm.
I've yet to have a COVID test because I have managed to, I'm pretty proactive when it comes to, because of Judy and her health. I stay real
Have
proactive
you
about.
had the booster yet?
No, I have not. That's one thing I
I
haven't had.
got mine. It'll be almost 2 weeks ago. Yep.
We was talking to my daughter-in-law, and I told her, I said, uh, I haven't had my booster yet. And I said, we'll probably do it after the first year when we go up to see the doctor. And she goes, she's like, she's an RN and she's dealing with this stuff every day.
Yep.
And she had a bad reaction to the booster. She ended up
Um,
not being able to work for 3 nights. Matter of fact, my son had to go up there and drive her back
wow.
because I mean it knocked her down, and she's just she's so uh
For me, it just made me kind of tired. And once I
yeah.
had dinner, I felt fine. I just had kind of a sore
Well,
shoulder for a
and I
day and a
don't
half.
know. I'm going to talk to our doctor. I had the Moderna, and Judy had
Yeah, that's what.
the what's the
Pfizer.
other one? Pfizer.
Pfizer.
She had the
Pfizer.
Pfizer. But I'm hearing that I can get the Pfizer booster, even though I've had the 2
Yep.
Moderna shots. I can get the
Mhm.
Pfizer, and that's actually a better combination. So
Now, can you get the Pfizer at Kaiser?
I don't know because we don't have a Kaiser's. So isn't the Kaiser dead? Didn't he die like back in the
Yeah.
early 1900s?
Yeah.
Did you know that Kaiser is doing artificial insemination now? That's covered
Oh,
with Kaiser. So now they've got the Kaiser Spermanente clause.
I knew it was coming. It was just a matter of time.
Yeah, because it's really interesting is with everything that's going on. I mean, there's typically, and it's terrible. One life from anything being lost is tragic.
Right.
But in a normal year, we lose anywhere between, if I remember right, 12 to about 12 to 20,000 deaths from regular influenza. In 2017 and 2018, we had almost 80,000 deaths from influenza. But yet, you go on the CDC website, and the last time I looked there were 96 deaths from the influenza. There's something wrong here with the
Yeah.
reporting, the testing, and I'm not an anti-vaxxer.
Yep.
If you feel it's right for you with you and your doctor, you do it.
But yeah, and
you
that's
make your right decision.
yeah, and this is the whole thing. It's right there. Let's see, if you count the case of Omicron, it is worse as far as yeah, Mel. Sometimes yeah. Just putting up with. Do you miss me sometimes? Yeah. Some of Art's jokes. Yeah. No,
Hello, Mel.
I do miss you, Mel, but I get to see you on Sunday night. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, no. Omicron has spread faster and hit more people, but it's sort of like you said. It's like it's
Very
wearing
mild.
down. Yeah,
Not
it's
as
very mild,
yeah.
and it's almost getting to its like you said the
It's
Yeah,
reaching its end of
in
life.
cycle. Yep.
At the
Yeah.
life cycle of the, and that's what it's really. COVID itself has been around for over 200 years.
oh
This
yeah
is just
yeah.
a different variant of it,
Mm-hmm.
and it's losing its
Hello, Chris.
losing its end of life and becoming
Hey,
weaker.
Chris.
Mr. Hope,
Yeah.
how are you, sir, my brother?
Change the letters around. It spells moronic. Okay.
Yeah.
But
Hey,
yeah.
Chris, how's Marshmallow doing?
Oh, That's right. That's Marshmallow was. We had Marshmallow on last week, didn't we?
Yep.
Or was that on? Yeah, I was on here. Yeah. Okay. And we all ended up over
They're pretty
on
good with graham crackers and chocolate.
And
Hershey.
chocolate. Yeah. 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 But yeah, I mean, I wouldn't go talk about COVID. It was just something that popped up. But you know, hey, it's the end of the year, whatever goes, and
Mm-hmm.
And
So
hopefully that's a
what-
good sign that it's reaching its end of life for the end of the year.
Mm-hmm.
I hope it is. I really do. I mean, yeah, it's like there's been a lot of cases, but there's not that many that have been in. Can't make it in. Okay, that's fine, Chris. And but there's been a lot of cases, and it's moving rapidly. But
Yep.
as they said, is one as who was it? Legwork put that up. Who was that? I saw put that up there. Yeah. If you just count the cases, Omicron is worse than any of the others. But if you look at the morbidity rates and admissions for severe cases, it's nowhere near as bad. And
Yeah.
that's what it comes down to,
Right.
you know.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like you say, I'm you do what you got to do for you, you know.
Mhm.
And I think that's good advice, you know, because obviously, you know, I have issues. Hello, Matt Bagwell.
Hey, Matt.
I have, you know, I
Hello,
have
Matt.
health issues, and I need to take that stuff. Yeah, and there's another thing right there. That's where'd that go?
I don't know.
There we go. Florida does have some of the lowest numbers and
Mhm.
with zero lockdowns. Yeah,
Mhm.
we
And
didn't have.
And here we are in the California again, and we're supposed to be wearing a mask anytime we're indoors anywhere in the state, except for the areas where Nancy Pelosi lives and Newsom lives.
Yep.
Now, if that isn't a bunch of, excuse me, BS, I don't know what is. But here we're down, but yet we're running some of the highest cases. I don't wear a mask unless I'm forced to wear it going in.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
Otherwise, I don't, because the fresh air and everything else will keep you healthy. The mask
Well-
is the worst thing in the world for
And
you.
where I work, I've got to wear a mask
Yeah.
because of the Omicron and because Denver County decided their health
Mhm.
department says you got to wear a mask indoors now, even at work.
Yeah,
Even though
you're
you've been vaccinated and got
Through
the
the
booster, you still got to wear a mask.
through the 15th of next month.
I think it's the 3rd or 4th of January.
Oh, because I
But
heard
they'll
that
probably
they
extend
followed
it.
suit just like LA did.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, here's the thing. I tend to. I started doing it here a while back. Yeah. Oh, the novelty of walking into a bank, wearing an NG mask. I got to admit, I went in the other day because here before Christmas because Judy steals all my change. I drop it in one of the cup holders in my in the van, or she gets, you know. Anyways, damned autocorrect. Yeah. But anyways, I had to go to the bank the other day, and I had to carry. You know, this is before Christmas, and I carried a big sack full of coins so that they could count them. And I walked in. Of course, my bank doesn't have a rule. Yeah, you think it's bad wearing a mask into the bank? I wore a mask and carried a gun into the bank.
Mm. You mean your
And not
lobby
one
was open? The bank
Yeah.
I go to, the lobby is temporarily closed because they don't have enough people.
Yeah, they shut
lobby-
down the one branch by us for Wells Fargo. They shut it down.
Yeah, the lobby was open, and when I first got my concealed carry, I asked them. I took my gun off and left it in my vehicle at the time, and then I went in and asked them at the bank, and they said, "We all got a gun, so if you're going to cause problems with your gun, we're going to shoot back.
There you go.
We all carry one in our purse." And I said, "That's good to know. So it's okay if I bring mine." I said, "Yeah." Because they said, you wouldn't have a concealed carry license if you were a criminal,
Yeah.
or a handgun license. And so, of course, now our state's a constitutional carry, so it doesn't matter. And we started out with concealed carry, then it went open carry, and then they finally voted in the constitutional
Right.
carry. And
Mhm.
I still get my license renewed every 5 years, because if I go to Texas or New Mexico or Kansas or Arkansas or Missouri, I've still got to have a handgun license to show that I'm authorized to carry
Now,
that, because
can you with an Oklahoma concealed carry go into another state? Because
Yes.
California
Yeah.
isn't.
Yeah,
Well,
California is one of those.
California,
They
no,
don't care.
no, it doesn't matter. I go into, but the states that I just mentioned, Kansas, Arkansas, Missouri, and Texas and Oklahoma, the 5 of them, they're reciprocatory states. In other words,
Yeah.
they recognize the others. Now that doesn't mean I can go into that state and immediately just transfer. Say, okay, I'm going to live here now. My handgun license is. If I'm a resident there, I've got to go through all of the procedures all over again for that
Right.
state. But if I'm just going through there, uh, uh, and I'm just going through there or just visiting, yeah, they recognize my handgun license. Now that's the other thing. If I go in under the idea that I'm constitutional carry, and I walk into a state and I don't have a handgun license from my state, well,
Yeah.
then they'll take my gun and arrest my butt.
Yeah.
But as long as I have got
Mhm.
a license, a handgun license from my state
Mhm.
that is valid,
Yeah.
then I can carry it into these, and I'm not going to go any further than that,
Yeah. No,
because
and,
that's
and
as far.
I agree with you, because like when I had my concealed carry permit here, when I used to have my liquor store, and as a courtesy, and it was a bank that we knew everybody, but as a courtesy to the bank president and the managers who were in there, when I did get my permit, I came into the bank and I had to carry my permit with me, left just like you did, Lloyd. I left the weapon in the
Right.
car. I went in
Yep.
there and I showed him. I said, I'm going to be carrying a permit in here for concealed carry, and I just want to let you know I do have my permit and everything. And the immediately it was just, thank you for letting us know, and that was it.
Yeah, does anybody know? I didn't know he'd lost his drone. What happened with Dennis's
Yeah,
drone?
that's
he
right.
did. He did retrieve it.
Oh, we did.
What?
He got
Okay.
it. He's got it down, and
Oh,
there's
yeah,
I don't
landed
want to.
in
I
a
don't want to
tree,
ruin
yeah.
it because there's a video coming out.
Okay. Okay.
Yep.
What happened? How did he lose it? I
In
think
a
I
tree.
remember hearing.
Yep.
Okay.
A
Okay.
tree reached out and grabbed it.
Yeah, he did. Ron Brown. Ron.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah. Them damn trees will do it every time. Yeah. So.
Yep. Hey,
Okay.
I bought another Stream Deck, and it should be here hopefully by the end of the week, if not next week. I got the
Okay.
15 button one, so I could
Yeah,
really do
yeah.
some cool stuff.
Yeah. Well, that's like I bought the XL that has the 30.
Yeah.
Yeah.
30 buttons or something.
Yeah, 32, something like that.
Yeah.
And I don't regret it, and I love it that I can switch to this just with the push of a button, and then back to that.
Yeah.
My
just
Stream Deck was acting up the other day. It just wouldn't come up. So what I did is I plugged it into the front USB. Works fine.
Okay.
And I added another sound effect.
Yeah. Here's the
and now it's on delay. I don't know why it does that.
Here's the other thing you got to remember. Some of these require, you can't, some peripheral stuff that you run through USB, you can't put through a USB splitter. I
Right.
didn't
Yeah.
hear that.
Oh, I plugged in the back of my computer, and something happened, and I got all my icons disappeared, and I got a flashing Stream Deck symbol on all of them. It just went boop boop. I'm like, what the?
Have
the
you
hell?
done a
Oh, okay.
complete? Have you done a complete reinstall of the firmware again?
I did do that, and it still wouldn't. And just on a hunch, I decided, oh, I'll plug in the USB 3 that's on the front of my computer. Came up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it could be that you may have a USB port back there that's going bad.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, because they will do that. I've had to swap some of my stuff around because I haven't had to do it on this one, but I've had to do it in the past where
Right.
a USB port is just going out. So,
Mhm.
well, what do you, Art, any New Year's resolution? Let's get to that part.
Well, I'm going to be doing a big upgrade on the Tiny Hot 2 Freestyle. Going to put in a XT30 plug on it so I can fly it with 2S batteries. And I'm
Okay.
upgrading the camera to a 1200 TVL or something like that. It's going to be a lot nicer than the one
nicer,
I have on there is probably 600 or 800.
Right. Yeah.
So that'll be
So,
nice. And
do
I
you have any?
bought another soldering iron where I can adjust the heat on it, and it's got a nice stand where I can put the spool over here, and it comes with the third hands on it, the
Oh,
alligator.
yeah. And for those of you that are in foreign countries, that is a soldering iron.
Yeah.
A
those of you-
soldering iron.
Now we like to spell it with two D's. SODDER.
But they like to spell it SOLDER, and they,
Yeah.
especially the Aussies and the Brits, they love to remind us that it's called soldering, not soldering.
Yeah.
And they like
You
to add letters to the word color.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. They throw in a U, and it's
COLOUR.
like,
Yeah.
why?
Yeah.
Why? What?
Solder. Yeah. I solder as well.
Yeah.
You know, although I haven't soldered my yard in years, but I.
Now in Australia, they fly that
Good,
one
Chris.
drone, that Star Trek drone, the Spock. Yeah.
Okay, so
Legwork, you're spot on with that. So many micro cables go bad recently. I mean, the quality control on this stuff is absolutely
yeah. It's like, and also you got to remember if you to check to make sure that you got a it comes from Latin Solderia. Let's see. He put that up there. Leave it to Legwork. Of course, he's it comes from Latin Solderia. It also has an L. Yes, it does. We're not denying that the letters out there. We just make it. The Yanks can't spell. The Yanks can't spell. Neither can you, Trevor. Damned autocorrect.
Although in German, the J is a Y sound, Y sound.
Yeah.
So
Oh, that's true.
It should be
It's
Mick
Yanks.
Jagger
Yeah.
instead of
Mick
Mick
Jagger,
Jagger.
Yeah. Oh my God. So Art, but I gotta ask you, do you have any New Year's resolutions for next year?
Keep growing my channels and doing improvements, and hopefully make enough money to where my rent increase won't kill me this year.
You started out with keep growing, and for a second I didn't hear your channel. I was gonna say, Art, I think you're a little old to start to add to that. That resolution doesn't went out the window, buddy. And Steve, what do you have planned, and what New Year's resolution do you or don't you have?
What do I have planned? Well, Robert was just asking. For Christmas we bought my son a Mini 2, and he
Yes,
was just totally stunned and surprised. And
awesome.
of course, we've had the rain, so he hasn't been able to fly it yet.
Fly
so
it, yeah.
looking forward to flying with my drone with my son would be the
Well,
highlight.
That's a Mini too. Why don't you fly it in the house? I mean, you know.
Yeah, but
He's never flown a drone.
Yeah, but think how entertaining the video would be.
I'll tell you what to do is go watch Russ's video he just put out today.
Okay.
The first thing you do want to do is fly a drone in the home.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. He says his resolution is to move. Okay. Yeah. My resolution for this next year is to not constantly going into the bars and getting drunk every night. So
There you go.
I think I've got that one pretty well covered. So, I mean, that's
not a new resolution.
No, that's true. I think that
you're cheating here, Lloyd.
Let's see. That was my
know
resolution
you too
from.
Well.
Yeah, that was my resolution from 19. Let me think here. New Year's 83. No, 83. Yeah. It was because I got really hammered at New Year's Eve of 1983. And when I was bending over there and praying to the goddess of porcelain that night after we got home, and I'd embarrassed Judy to no end. Yeah. I made a total ass of myself. She said, as soon as the courthouse opens, I'm going down to file, or that's going to be the last time you get drunk. Yeah. That was the last time I got drunk.
Oh, that's good. Well, safe landing, Chris. Chris's landing, so he's saying goodbye to everybody.
All right. Okay, you take care. Well, we're fixing to shut down here in just a minute. Chris. And yeah, I thought a little bit because I got the van now, and I'm more comfortable with driving in the way I'm getting it set. I think what I'm going to do is pull, now that I've got a good vehicle that I can drive on a regular basis. And Wednesday they're going to be coming out putting the new lift in the back of that. So
cool.
So that's going to make it even easier for Judy to get around, or for me to take her places and stuff. But I'm going to pull out my dash cam that I have in there, and I'm going to start using it again and maybe start doing my vlogs again because when Judy had her stroke in January of this year, I had to come up with a new system, and I use my phone to monitor what she's doing. And so I quit using my phone for vlogging, and then I also started riding around in the truck, and I didn't feel like permanently remounting my dash cam. But now that I've got a new van that I can trust, I'm going to go ahead and put it in the new van, and I think I'm going to try doing vlogging at least a couple a week, to see how that goes. I don't know that I'll ever get back to doing it 5 days a week or like I was doing when I started out, but I think that would help my channel grow. I was doing it
going and going and going.
Well, the first year in August of my first season, Everyday Dad put out a thing about, well, here's for you vloggers, and it was Vlogust, and he vlogged every day in August. I'm going to tell you, that about killed me.
Yeah.
Because I would record it, and then I'd have to edit it, and then I'd have to put it up every night, and it's just and I got away from the vlogging, but I want to get back into that because I got a lot of other things, and I've noticed we talked about this on Mel's show, a lot of people are starting to get into other RCs, not just drone. I mean, it was like I said last night, Bill the Drone Reviewer is changing his channel to name to
Bill the RC reviewer.
Our reviewer. Yeah.
Oh, by the way, he sent me a mug.
Oh, did he really?
Yeah. So that was pretty cool. Yeah.
Robert says he misses riding along in my truck. Yeah. And I think a lot of people miss that because, either in my truck or in my car, in my van. And I want to get back to that a little bit. I still got to keep my phone where I can monitor Judy, but I had a camera that I used to have in here that was part of this whole setup, but there's no point of having it in here because Judy couldn't see it. I was, so
Exactly, Ricky.
I moved it into. It doesn't do well in the wind. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That's another thing. A tiny hawk. I may get out my tiny hawk and play around in because
There you go.
inside here, I need to get it out here and fly it in the house some more. So, anyways, but yeah, I think I'm going to try doing vlogs at least one or two a week. Starting after the first of the year. And by the way, to those of you that won something, my giveaway last week, I will order all that after New Year's.
Right.
And so don't, if you haven't heard anything from me, it's not that I have forgotten you. It's just that I haven't ordered them and it takes about anywhere from a week to 2 weeks before they get it all processed, printed, and sent out. So, but I will be doing that after the first of the year. So I didn't forget you guys.
Yep.
And those that have won in the past know that they've received their stuff, and I have it shipped right from the factory, so I don't have to mess with any of that. So,
and most of these places are starting to run out of inventory now too because of all the holidays. Everybody
all the holiday stuff everybody's ordered. Yeah.
But so, I'll put my Air 2 up in the air and zoom out and see how many ships are out there on the horizon. I'll let you know if those T-shirts that the printers are waiting for, or the mugs are still floating on the water out there.
Yeah. Well, here's the good thing about Teespring is they do all their stuff out of Canada. So
Yeah.
So
and I want to apologize to Trevor because of COVID. Australia's shut down, and that's why your toffee's going to be a bit late.
Yeah,
there's nothing coming in.
Right, and that's understandable. And that's the other thing, guys. You got to remember this whole COVID and all this other crap that's been going on. It's got things backed up, but just be patient. I've got a list of everybody and what they won, and I have got all that. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and start the timer. But Steve, I want to thank you for coming in again. I miss you coming into my shows. I know you were working a lot there for a while, and I enjoy having you on
my show too.
I know. I've just been so busy, and I enjoy it, Art. I really do. And Lloyd.
Yeah.
Just with the holidays here, I had some downtime, and then during the day, unfortunately, Art, I was running around getting everything ready for Christmas, so I couldn't hop in on your show. But I thank you, and I wish you and Art and everyone in the chat a very, very happy New Year, a healthy New Year, and a prosperous one.
Absolutely, and thank you. Well. Same to you, Steve. Same to you, Steve. You and your family. So, and Art, I want to thank you as always for being my co-host. And
pleasure.
Yes, Mel, if you're still listening, I do miss you at times, but. Actually, but I get to co-host with him on Sundays, so that works out pretty good. So, and but I really appreciate it. But I think with that said and done, folks, I am going to start the timer. I know that Drone Nation is not doing their show tonight, so
happy,
you guys go find
New Year to everybody out there.
Happy New Year to all of you. Have a great, healthy, and happy New Year. And let's hope to God 2022 is better than 20 and 21 were. It's time for us to get back to being human beings again.
Amen.
Instead of, that's it exactly. So I am going to start the timer. Let me put myself up on, let's see, there we go. Oh, look at that. Oh, I push a button there and I push a button here and there we go, guys. So I want to thank everybody and wish everybody a very happy.
Should old acquaintance
I really like this
be forgot and never brought to mind?
Yeah, I like this music. It's just
should old acquaintance
2020 be a good year for me about it. Yeah, absolutely.
And days of old.
I like this guy right here.
Smell.
You know what Santa is doing now?
For old lang syne We'll talk a cup of kindness yet for days of old lang syne. And here's a hand, my trusty friend, and here's a hand of thine. We'll talk a cup of kindness yet for old lang syne. For old lang syne.
Nice to say, RC.
For old lang syne. We'll talk a cup of kindness yet for old lang syne. Should old acquaintance be forgot and never brought to mind? Should old acquaintance be forgot and days of old lang syne? For old lang syne, my dear, for old lang syne. We'll talk a cup of kindness yet for old lang syne. For old lang syne.
And again, Happy New Year's to everyone. I hope you guys have a great and safe New Year's Eve. Be careful out there. Watch out for the idiots. And I know you could have been somewhere else on Monday nights because there's darn sure a lot better shows than this one. But I appreciate you being here. God bless. Take care. Happy New Year's. Have a great start of 2022. And we will talk at you guys later.